Cool. Alright, so here we go. Round two. Danny O style. Forgive my voice, it's woke up at 7:30 in the morning, I think. And it's only like 8:20 in the morning right now. But it's pretty normal for me. I just always sound tired when I wake up. Nothing coffee can't fix. Okay, but first thing, I like here's good because you head straight back to defense. Positionally, everything seemed pretty solid, which is a plus. I almost think it's because like I was thinking about it yesterday, and I'm like, well, you guys know about the Rocket League School Forum on subreddit or the subreddit. So like already you're probably positionally better than like the player pool at this level. There's like a couple things. I shouldn't say a couple. Like there's things here and there that'll make life easier on you. I think like there you can just let Young Cuz have that box. He's already situated in goal and he has a better angle. You can just like kind of swerve around and loop around like the far end posts. And that'll make it easier. I do like though that you both seem to like be aware of when the net is open, which is good, and then like you'll look to go back and whatever. That one's kind of the same thing. You're kind of hitting the ball across the goal. I'm always really wary when I do that. It's alright to do if like both players are behind me on the orange team, but there's like one guy kind of on the other side. This makes this a little riskier. Pyro is kind of on that side. I'm always like super aware that it's really risky when I do it. This one, if your aerial control gets better, you can save that no problem. It'll be a little bit of an easier save. I'll chuck that up to a whatever thing. And then again, to reiterate, I think the biggest thing is if you feel comfortable with aerials. That one that just happened, you can, I think if you play more, you'll get used to like flipping for that boost. Like I always think about it, and that was a good goal just now. I always think about it when I grab boost, is that okay, my life depends on me getting this and getting back into the quote-unquote perfect spot, or back into action like as soon as possible. Almost like, oh, this is a horrible example, because like no one plays hockey or watches hockey, but almost like a line change in hockey. Like you just immediately want to get into the flow of things like as soon as possible again. But like I guess pretty much like any sport game, I guess if you get bumped out of bounds or something, you just want to get back in the perfect spot. Cause like in a game like this, sometimes like a half a second makes a big deal. This one too, you kind of get messed up there. I do like that you did circle around this time though. So yeah, the main overall thing is that the positioning is pretty good, except for right here. I do remember this part. You just get, I can't blame you because it's like in the flow of the game or something. So like I would do this sometimes too. But when the ball's going like this, especially if you're not comfortable, like, man, even for me now, like, I would go for it, but this is like, I couldn't go for this even like 5 days ago, probably, because my aerial control wouldn't be there. And I've been practicing that a ton in training. But you can just loop around to far post, and then you have a better angle to save this. So, like, a lot of times you don't have to be, like, up in their face to make the save. You can just sit back. And yeah, actually, it's, like, result-oriented, but, like, you probably could have saved it. Either way, I think you can try it out, and I think it'll be easier. This one too, I like that you saw you couldn't get there. You back up a little bit. Let's see here. It's a good pass. That's a good block by Pyro. You're in a good spot there, though. I like it. Oh, that one I do like too, even though that they scored though, and it's kind of an own goal. It was just kind of one of those things. It did show something. I remember that. Okay, so there you scored. I went back too far. One second, let me try to be more clear with my thoughts. I have a tendency to get all over the place. So he clears this. Kind of the same thing there. You go to near post. I would go a little more to the far posts. Given dynamic, though, I don't know if Cuz likes to play goalie more and you're more of the clear ball person. In which case, like, that'd be fine. Let's see here. I would try to be a little more towards the middle there. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, there was a good chance to score. I don't know if I missed that other play. Basically, the other play was just showing that like you had an offensive opportunity, and then when the own goal happened, that they got that off the because you didn't score, which happens all the time in doubles, that they have a counter attacking opportunity. This one I would go for the corner boost and then circle back to the net. It's not like that big of a deal. Kind of the same thing there. You go to the near post, but he has a really tough angle to score from there, and he's kind of like floating in the air. And given like the ball placement and everything, I would just go to the far post or let Young Cuz have a shot at it. If they're in the corner like that, it's usually easier to go far post. You can kind of start creeping up if it feels like they're gonna cheat near side though, but most of the time they're looking to pass it, and it's way easier to save those if you're at the far post. It's more of a feel thing too. I think I mentioned it in the other video. That one was just a tough save. I chalked that up the first time I watched it to kind of whatever thing. And then it's horrible. This is like not structured at all, but I think the biggest thing again is like that one too. I like that you have ball cam on and you see where the ball is. So what I do, I don't know if this is correct or not. I've just done it. I don't know what other people do. Is let me go back even from the start. So here I hit the ball. Here immediately, I know where the ball is going. You just have to imagine it in your head and snapshot it like kind of like a picture in to where everybody is, and imagine what's going to happen in the next, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds. I don't know what I do. I just kind of imagine what's going to happen in the future, and I always imagine the worst case scenario. So I'm imagining Pyro like hitting it really hard at goal, in which case Young Cuz is going to save it. It is a tough shot for him. Most likely he's going to hit it in the corner or something. But I turn off ball cam. I flip towards the boost. And then like a split second before I hit the boost, I turn on ball cam again. And I just listen for that sound. And I do the same thing. Like I just kind of imagine where it is. It's almost like closing your eyes and taking a shot or something. Like you just kind of imagine where it is really quick. And then listen for the sound and then do it that. Like that's the way I do it. And when you grab that little boost, what you could do, and I think this is the fastest, at least for me, is I'll tap boost while double jumping. I found when I like hold it down, it's a little too much. And if I try to double jump and then boost after, sometimes like in that position, it's a little too close. But if I tap it and double jump, it gives me like just enough to go a little faster. After I pick this up, I try to like turn pretty quickly to not get caught up on the wall, because I think it wastes a bit of time. And I'll do the same thing to get back here, because it's kind of a dangerous position where I'll double jump and tap boost while I do it. And so like I think what I do is the first time I hit my X button to double jump, I simultaneously hit the boost button, and I just keep doing that. So it's like, you know what I actually do is every time I hit that button, I just hit the boost button at the same time. So that makes it easy. And it only uses up like about 7 or 8 boosts each time you do it, and I feel like it gives you a little bit of a faster deal. It's like I've sacrificed a little bit of boost to get back a little bit faster, because it's kind of a dangerous spot. But yeah, you get a goal. That's a good goal. Let's see what else happens here. Kind of the same thing here. It looks like Cuz at this point does super like to play goal, so that's totally fine then. If you're playing with a random, I look to circle far post there, but that's a good shot by Cuz. And you can see how that was bad by Orange Team. Like there, I didn't notice that they're both in the same spot, so they're horrible placement. I noticed that too in every player level. The first, which is still king and easiest to fix, I think, is just how comfortable they feel with aerials. So like they'll feel comfortable like attacking the ball very, very aggressively. Like I can just feel it when I play like Challenger 2 to Challenger Elite to Rising Star to Shooting Star. As they get better, they're just more on top of you and just a little faster to stuff. The second thing is actually their positioning and the way I think they understand the game. I think you guys will have the easiest time with that though. In that, okay, so that was a good opportunity by you to hit the aerial. Oh, there was one thing. Okay, so the last thing you did was actually the best in this game, and it'll kind of tie into what I'm talking about, which is like high level thing. So that was a decent shot attempt. That'll get better, hopefully with training and stuff. So here, I do love that you kept ball cam on, and I would screw this up. Because I don't know how much boost you have, but I would be looking to go for the side boost. But this is actually smart, so I don't know if this was intentional or not, but there's only 2 seconds left. Cuz is burning all his boosts to get back, so he actually needs the side boost more than you do probably. And you just need to get back for body and neck, your last man back. And so I love that you keep ball cam on because you want to see exactly the path the ball is taking here in the last 2 seconds. And so this was pretty amazing. And then you do see that, and it can immediately react to that bounce, so it's perfect. And I love that one because if that was like a little closer or a little closer to your net or something, then that would have been awesome. Yeah, so I really like that one. Yeah, so I think in summary, again, like I talk about all the strategy stuff, and I already talked about like the player profiling in the last one. This sound is, let me just turn the sound down. Okay, so I talked about the player profiling in the last one, so I didn't touch on that too much in this one. Positioning looked good. You guys are like way like you can see how spazzy Devin was. I feel like that's how most people play. And then Pyro just looked like kind of a high rated player, and I can tell his aerial control is like a little better. And so if you can improve that, like already you guys have the positioning down, and then if you just work on maybe circling to far post, but I'll put an asterisk next to that because maybe has goal locked down, and then you more try to clear the ball, in which case just totally ignore what I said. I think that'll make stuff easier for you. And then I do like that you tend to default to that more defensive thing first, which I think is the correct way to play in my opinion. And then last thing, what'll help the most, I just keep saying it over and over again, is that like the most glaring thing I've seen besides the positioning stuff, which you guys already I think are above average for this level, and like decision making stuff, which is already seems really good, that separates each kind of skill tier or rating tier, is kind of how comfortable they feel with aerials, because it has like a trickle down effect where all of a sudden they have to be in like a little further away to the ball, or they can't challenge the ball as well. I'll kind of do that when I play my games too. Like if something's not going that well on the ground because my ball control isn't that great, I'll just test. I'll be like, okay, I want to make this game like an aerial game, and I'll just look to hit the ball off the walls all the time and just keep running towards it. It's like kind of a brute force, like messy game, but that's works out pretty well for me at my level now, where if I know that they don't feel comfortable with aerials, I feel it's so powerful because all of a sudden now you don't just dictate the pace of the game and kind of like keeping the ball in their zone, but you also dictate kind of the boost, because I'll let them go for an aerial, let them miss it, they're not going to have a good hit off it, and then all of a sudden they're out of boost and I have full boost, and then it puts you in a really strong position. And so that's kind of the way I kind of shape situations in the game, and I feel like I just keep getting a little bit more of an advantage here and there over and over in certain spots. And so I feel like that's a better way to play twos as far as a mindset and trying to shape the game, versus like people, I think even maybe at the super high levels, are like, oh, I just have to score goals, and they don't really think about how to shape those like little spots yet. I might be wrong. I'll let you know when I get up higher. But I don't know, hopefully that helped and it made stuff easier, and I'll end the video because I'm rambling.